Prisons are meant to punish criminals. But some prisons have become places where simply surviving another day is the greatest challenge. Behind these walls, overcrowding, hunger, disease, and harsh living conditions have turned everyday life into a nightmare for thousands of women. Some of these prisons have been criticized by human rights organizations. Others remain surrounded by mystery. Today, we're taking you inside the world's 8 most dangerous women's prisons. But stay until the end, because the prison ranked number 1 has shocked people around the world for years. Around the world, millions of people are serving prison sentences. While some correctional facilities focus on rehabilitation and safety, others continue to face serious challenges such as overcrowding, poor sanitation, limited healthcare, and shortages of food. In today's documentary, we'll explore 8 women's prisons that have drawn international attention because of the difficult conditions reported inside. This ranking is based on publicly available reports, historical information, and documented concerns about prison conditions. Let's begin. Number 8, Antanimera Women's Prison, Madagascar. Hidden inside Madagascar's largest prison complex, Antanimera Women's Prison has become one of the correctional facilities frequently mentioned in discussions about difficult prison conditions. For years, international organizations have reported concerns about overcrowding, inadequate sanitation, limited medical care, and shortages of food and essential supplies. When prison populations exceed capacity, even the simplest necessities become difficult to provide. Former inmates and human rights groups have described an environment where poor hygiene and overcrowded living spaces increase the risk of illness, making everyday life a constant struggle. For women held inside, surviving each day can be as challenging as serving their sentence. Although efforts have been made to improve conditions, many observers believe that serious challenges remain. Antanimera serves as a reminder that behind prison walls, the greatest punishment is sometimes not the sentence itself, but the conditions in which people are forced to live. These prisons, located in different parts of the world, show a common reality. When correctional systems suffer from overcrowding, underfunding, and poor healthcare, the people inside often face conditions that threaten their health and dignity. The true measure of any prison is not only its security, but whether it protects the basic human rights of every person inside. Number 7, Kamatai Maximum Security Women's Prison, Kenya. Kamatai Maximum Security Women's Prison is one of Kenya's most secure correctional facilities for female inmates convicted of serious crimes. Over the years, human rights organizations have raised concerns about overcrowding, limited healthcare, poor sanitation, and shortages of essential supplies. As the prison population increased, resources often struggled to keep pace, making everyday life more difficult for many inmates. Former prisoners have described long days inside crowded cells, strict security measures, and limited access to medical treatment. Experts warn that when correctional facilities become overcrowded, the spread of disease and other health problems becomes much more likely. Although rehabilitation and education programs have helped some women prepare for life after prison, many observers believe that overcrowding and limited resources remain major challenges. But even Kamatai is not the final prison on our list. The last one has become known around the world for conditions that have shocked international human rights organizations. Number 6, Ball Detention Center. Among the detention facilities that have drawn international attention, Ball Detention Center has often been associated with serious concerns about prison conditions. According to reports from human rights organizations, overcrowding, poor sanitation, and limited access to medical care have created an extremely difficult environment for many detainees. In some periods, cells designed for only a few people have held far more than their intended capacity. Former detainees have described living in constant uncertainty, where access to clean water, healthcare, and basic necessities could be limited. Human rights observers have warned that such conditions increase the risk of disease and place enormous physical and psychological pressure on those held inside. Although officials have responded to some of these concerns, the facility continues to attract international attention because of repeated allegations about the conditions behind its walls. And yet, the next prison on our list is considered even more frightening. Number 5, Freetown Female Correctional Center, Sierra Leone. Freetown Female Correctional Center has faced years of challenges linked to overcrowding and limited funding. Human rights organizations have reported that shortages of food, medical supplies, and proper sanitation have made daily life difficult for many inmates. During periods when the prison population exceeded its capacity, women were forced to live in cramped conditions with limited personal space. Health experts have warned that overcrowding increases the risk of disease outbreaks, especially where access to clean water and healthcare is limited. Despite efforts by prison authorities and international organizations to improve conditions, many challenges remain. For the women held inside, every day is a struggle to cope with an environment shaped by limited resources and uncertainty. But if you think these conditions are shocking, the next prison on our list has faced even greater international criticism. Number 4, Omdurman Women's Prison, Sudan. In Sudan, years of political instability and economic hardship have deeply affected the prison system, and Omdurman Women's Prison is no exception. Reports from human rights organizations have highlighted ongoing challenges such as overcrowding, limited access to healthcare, and shortages of food and clean water. In difficult economic conditions, maintaining proper prison standards becomes even more challenging. For many women inside, daily life is shaped by uncertainty. Access to basic hygiene, medical support, and safe living space is often limited, creating a harsh environment that can be difficult to endure over long periods of time. Observers note that when prisons operate under such pressure, even small problems can quickly become serious risks for inmates' health and well-being. But what comes next is even more alarming. Number 3. Mbu Women's Prison, Kenya. Located in central Kenya, Mbu Women's Prison has faced years of pressure caused by overcrowding and limited resources. While the facility was built to house a limited number of inmates, growing prison populations have often made daily life much more difficult. According to reports from human rights organizations, some inmates have struggled with inadequate sanitation, limited access to healthcare, and shortages of essential supplies. In crowded conditions, even common illnesses can spread quickly, creating additional risks for women already living under difficult circumstances. Despite efforts to improve rehabilitation and vocational training, many observers argue that overcrowding continues to place enormous strain on the prison system. For the women inside, every day is a reminder of how fragile life can become when basic needs are no longer guaranteed. And yet, the next prison on our list faces even greater challenges. Number 2. Al-Qanader Women's Prison, Egypt. For decades, Al-Qanader Women's Prison has been one of Egypt's most well-known correctional facilities for women. But behind its high walls, former inmates and human rights organizations have described a much darker reality. Many reports have raised concerns about overcrowded cells, poor ventilation, limited medical care, and inadequate sanitation. In some periods, inmates have reportedly been forced to live in cramped conditions with very little personal space. Former prisoners have also described long periods of isolation, strict security measures, and limited contact with the outside world. Human rights groups have argued that these conditions can have a serious impact on both physical and mental health. While Egyptian authorities have rejected or disputed some allegations, Al-Qanader continues to be closely watched by international observers. For many, it remains a symbol of the difficult conditions that can exist inside overcrowded prisons. Number 1. Luzira Women's Prison, Uganda. At first glance, Luzira Women's Prison may appear more organized than many other prisons in Africa. But behind its walls lies a very different reality. As the prison population has grown over the years, overcrowding has placed enormous pressure on food supplies, healthcare, and sanitation. Inmates often share limited living space, while access to medical treatment and basic necessities can become difficult. Human rights organizations have repeatedly warned that when prisons become overcrowded, diseases spread more easily, and living conditions can quickly deteriorate. For many women inside, each day is a struggle to maintain dignity under challenging circumstances. Although rehabilitation programs have helped some inmates rebuild their lives, critics argue that limited resources continue to affect the quality of life behind bars. Luzira reminds the world that a prison is not judged only by its walls or security, but by the conditions in which human beings are forced to live.